Hello?
Hi, my name is Upasana. Am I audible?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Good. Hi, my name is Bethany.
Bethany. Okay,
Yeah.
nice name. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Where are you from?
I'm from India.
Okay, nice. And do you live in India now?
Sorry, yes, I live in India.
Okay, very cool. What part of India do you live in?
I live in Delhi.
Okay, wow. That seems like it's a very busy, vibrant city.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay,
Have
nice.
you
And
ever
what?
been there?
No, I have some friends that live in India. I can't remember the name of the city they live in. But obviously there's no travel now, so I can't visit them.
Okay.
Yeah, and what do you do?
I also teach some students here. I'm an English trainer and I have a YouTube channel. So I will say that I'm a YouTuber as well.
Oh, very cool. Okay, very nice. How long have you been a YouTuber?
It's been 6 months now and I have 9,000 subscribers.
Wow, congratulations.
So much.
Why did you?
One thing I want to ask that if you allow me, can I post this video on my YouTube channel so that my
Sure.
students can learn? Would it be fine?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's great. So, why are you testing Cambly today?
Actually, I also want to improve my mistakes because while making videos or while teaching, I also make some mistakes, and that's why I'm here so that I can learn something new and I can know about your culture.
Okay, all right, great. So, is there anything specific that you wanted to practice or discuss today?
Yes, I want to ask about the jobs in your place, how people get jobs, or how many days in a week you have to do, or what are your working hours. These are the things that I want to know.
Mhm. So, it kind of depends on what industry or what field you work in. When I was living in the United States, I was a nurse.
Okay.
So nurses can work any variety of shifts, but generally, most people work 5 days a week. Most people have a Monday through Friday type schedule, uh,
So,
like 8 to 5. Yeah, yeah. How about where you live?
here as well, people work 5 days in a week, and usually people get their off on Saturdays and Sundays. And I have heard one thing that at your place, people get their salary after 1 week because here in India, in the same company. Is it so? Is it true?
Again, it kind of depends on where you work. I worked for most of the time I got paid every other week. Every 2 weeks I got my paycheck.
Okay.
But I have heard of some people getting paid once a month, and weekly. So it really depends on the policy set by your company.
Okay. And is it difficult to get a job at your place? Because here in India, people need to struggle a lot to get a good job. Or even if you are living in a very small place or small town, then you need to go in big cities to get a good job.
Mhm.
So how's the people get the job easily, or do we need to struggle there?
Well, I think it's a similar situation in the United States. If you live in a small town or a small community, it can be harder to get jobs. So, for instance, my family comes from a small town, but they've mostly had to move to bigger cities to find suitable work. Um, I can only speak from my personal experience, really, and I never had problems finding a job, but nurses are in very high demand. So it's easy for a nurse to get a job. Um, I think a lot of it depends on the community you're living in. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, once I was talking to one of the Cambly tutor, and
Mhm.
she told me that people starts working at the age of 16.
Mhm.
When they are 16 years old, they start working. So, is it true? And have you seen, or at what age you started working?
I started working when I was 18.
Wow.
But yeah, a lot of students will take on like a summer job. They'll work through the summer of their couple of years in high school. Yeah, that's pretty common. Yeah.
Okay. So, what kind of job do they get after at the age of 16? Because here in India, we need to make sure that we have completed our graduation to get a good job.
Mhm. Yeah, you're probably not going to get a very good job at 16. It's probably going to be something like at McDonald's or maybe Starbucks, something like that, where it's just like food service and probably pretty low level position. Yeah.
Okay. Here the mentality of people is this, that if you are working in MACD or if you are delivering the pizza, then it's not a good work. So what is the mentality of people there? Like, do they feel bad if they are working in MACD or they are doing some small jobs?
Um, yeah, generally people do feel like being a delivery guy or something like that is not. I don't want to say it's not respectable because to me all work is respectable. If a person is working,
Yes.
I think that's a respectable thing. It's not considered very. I'm sorry, I'm struggling to find the word that I want. It's delivering pizza is something that's suitable for a teenager. It's not something you'd find someone in their 30s doing. It's not considered a suitable job for someone in their 30s. It's not considered a real job, so to speak, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. That's been my experience, but like I said, I hate to judge anybody for their job because honest work is honest work. It really doesn't matter, you know.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, yeah. So, what about you said people there, what age do people typically start working there?
The people starts working here at the age of 25. So it is mandatory to complete your graduation. If you want to get a good job, then you should have a degree of graduation.
Okay.
That's the thing.
Okay. So,
So usually people starts working at the age of 25, and if we are willing to start working at the age of 16 or 18, then we can't find any good job. Or even if we are working in MACD or if we are doing any small works, so people just don't respect us.
I see.
Even parents they don't allow here in India.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. So, like, there's no room for you to advance if you start working at this low
Yes,
level job.
because parents also wants their kids to focus on the study rather than working somewhere. So these are the things.
Okay. Because I will say that although I would never, ever encourage someone to drop out, you absolutely should finish your education. Um, if you started working in a supermarket, say as like a bagger, bagging people's groceries, you can absolutely move up through the company and end up achieving a fairly high level position, you know, being a manager of the store and moving through the ranks. That was the experience of my brother, and he moved up pretty high within the company.
Wow.
So, you know, I do appreciate that about some companies that just because maybe you don't have a master's degree, let's say you only have a bachelor's or less than, you can still be relatively successful. I think that's really nice. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. And how are the parents? Do they allow their kids to work at the age of 16?
Um, yeah, they do. In fact, sometimes parents will make you get a job at 16 because they kind of want you to be a little more independent and pay for yourself for things. Yeah.
That's really nice because here in India, parents don't allow their kids to work or even to take their own decisions. But I think that people in your place, they give permission to their kids very early, that
Mhm.
you take your own decision, whatever you want to do. And here in India, we struggle a lot when we come out of our comfort zone, and now we have to find a job that time.
I do think that getting a job early on, even if it's just like a little part-time thing, I think it is really good for growth and development. It prepares you for the workplace with a job that's not that serious, right? If you mess up someone's coffee, it's not that big of a deal. So I think it's a good way to get used to the work environment and working with other people.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And can you tell me something about your daily routine, what you usually do, and how your daily routine is different from mine? Like, what do you usually have in your breakfast, and everything about it?
Okay. So usually I start my morning by working out. I do like a 30-minute workout routine. And then I shower and get dressed for the day. I usually start working right after that. I work from home now. So I start working right away. And then I take a mid-morning break and I'll have my breakfast at that point. Breakfast is usually coffee and toast, coffee and like toast and jam. Sometimes it'll be yogurt, something like that. I'm not a big breakfast person, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah. How about you?
Usually in India, usually we have poha in breakfast. Sometimes we do have bread, and as we are Indians, so we like to cook our breakfast for ourselves.
Okay.
Yes, and at your place, who cooks the breakfast?
I live alone, so I cook my own breakfast. I cook my own coffee. Occasionally I will order, like on the weekends, I might order some coffee or some breakfast to my house. I used to go out for coffee on the weekends, but to a
Okay.
cafe, but because of the virus, I'm
Yes.
trying to stay home as much as possible. So I do delivery. I order delivery a couple times a week to satisfy my desire to go to a restaurant.
Okay. And what about lunch and dinner? Do you cook?
Um, because I live alone, I rarely cook. Um, like, yeah, I'll make fried rice because it's easy. Like fried rice, pasta. What did I have for dinner last night? Oh, diet chips. I,
Oh,
yeah, it was not healthy. It was not healthy. But because I live alone, I don't like to cook. If I live with my
okay.
family, then I do enjoy cooking a bit more. Yeah.
And usually, what about the other people? Do they cook by themselves or do they order outside?
I think if people live alone in America, anyways, people tend to order delivery. If you live alone, it's just either delivery or something very lazy for dinner, like cereal or chips or something like that. But as soon as other
Okay.
people become involved, then I properly cook. If if other people are
That's
involved.
really fun. Because here in India, if there are 30 days, then 20 days we cook at our home, and some days we eat out.
Mhm.
Sometimes we order online, and sometimes we go out to eat. But usually, I will say that 20 days we eat at our home.
Okay.
And what about there? Like people usually eat outside or they cook at home?
Um, Goodness. I guess people generally eat out.
Okay.
Where I'm from in the United States, like my lunch, like I usually always went out for lunch. Um, uh, but like my family cooked a lot. My family cooked dinner often. So I don't know. I think it's a mix. It's a mix. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there are some small like stalls where we go to eat. And what about there? Like people usually like whenever you want to eat out, so do you order online or you go out?
Prior to the pandemic, I would go out. I would go out because I love going to new restaurants, like the atmosphere and I love going to new restaurants as an activity. It's so much fun. But after the pandemic, it's a lot of delivery. Even my groceries, I even have my groceries delivered now. I just don't
Okay.
leave the house.
Okay. That's really great.
Yeah, yeah. Is it possible to have grocery delivery where you live?
Yes, it is. It
Hmm.
is. Even we order online.
Hmm.
So, but like we wear mask and we go out to buy the things
Hmm.
because now we are not afraid at all of about coronavirus because it's been a long time now and now
Mm.
we are habitual of it.
Yeah, a little bit of
Yes.
we get
And
used to
how
it.
often do you go out?
I don't know, a few times a week, just a few times a week. I used to go out every day, but I have family members that are high risk, so I try to limit my exposure because I don't want to affect my high risk family members. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
So how long you have been living alone?
Off and on for 10 years. How old am I?
Wow.
Yeah, off and on for more than 10 years. Yeah. So I've had a roommate or back with my family. Yeah. Do you live alone or with family?
I live alone this time. Earlier, I was
Uh,
living with my family. Actually,
we're
oh,
out
we
of
are done with
time.
time.
See you
So,
later. Bye.